passing through you and into your eardrums like the sweet symphony of scooter horns in Saigon. It's DIA, or Dudes in Asia. What up, peoples? As always, this is David Hayter.
And this is David Wynn, aka the dude formerly known as Noogie.
We're here on December 4th. It's another glorious Tuesday. We've only got about 3 weeks until Christmas, so I'm getting into the holiday spirit.
Yep, the holiday season is upon us. It's always a good time. Everyone seems to be in a lighter spirit, and all the decorations and music is playing all around us. So yeah, good vibes. Anywho, today's episode, we're going to talk about travel tips for Japan. I'm still hoping I can make it out there in March to see you next year, hombre.
Yeah, man, that'll be good times, dude.
Oh, no doubt.
So yeah, before we get into that, man, anything new with you?
Nah, man, just working like fatherhood and Red Dead 2 online, but I'm actually, I'll be honest, man, I'm a little disappointed right there.
Really?
A little.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't know. I don't know, man. Red Dead 2 is alright. You know, like, I feel like since this is the beta, maybe it's not the complete version.
That's what I'm hoping for. For.
Like, because I did all of the missions, you know.
Then what else is after that?
I don't know. I guess you're just going to deathmatch people and stuff, you know, or just build a sweet posse.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's I mean, it is beta, so I can't say nothing about it, but so far it's just like, okay, so you just do missions and gank each other.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like there definitely need to be like some safe zones or something, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I was like at a butcher like trying to sell like some kind of bear skin and dude just like boom headshot. I'm just like, damn it. And then like you respawn and then all my shit was gone from my horse. I'm like, well, fuck.
That sucks.
You know? Yeah.
What's new with you, man?
You know, I don't know, man. Like getting towards the end of the year, I got a lot of stuff coming up. Got a little bit of sad news, man. A good friend of mine passed away last week.
Oh.
I think right after Thanksgiving. Yeah. It's my ex-girlfriend, Amy Lou. You know, we dated over like 4 years, you know.
Man, yeah. That was very heartbreaking when our brother Joseph told us that.
Yeah. It was a trip, man. Like, I didn't see it coming, you know.
But
I guess she had cancer of some type.
Was it colon cancer or something? Or I forgot.
Yeah, I think so, man. I wasn't even 100% sure, you know. I think she kept it pretty low-key. But, you know, give a little shout-out to her, you know.
Yeah.
In honor of her, I'm drinking her favorite whiskey, which happens to be Jack Daniels. She probably would have preferred it with a Diet Coke, but I'll just take mines on the rocks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Rest in peace, Amy.
Yeah, rest in peace. You know, she's an all-around good person. I think great educator and an artist. You know, like a force to be reckoned with in the theater.
Yeah.
You know, she taught me how to make a pretty stiff cocktail. She threw me that surprise party back in the day, you know. And I feel like, you know, we're both able to support each other, kind of learn from each other in the time that we're together, you know.
Yep, she's just part of your journey, right?
Yeah, I think so, man, you know. But yeah, I don't know, man. Other than that, this kind of life goes on, you know.
Yeah, man.
I went and got me a haircut in Japan, which is a dangerous proposition for anybody who happens to have hair of the Afroid persuasion. You know, I went to this one spot before, and they're like, so, what are you going to do? I'm like, yeah, you know, my hair is, like, kind of uneven up top. Like, you know, you saw me when I went to Vietnam last time. I had a little kind of fro going. And I was like, yeah, you know, just even it up for me. He's like, okay, I can do that. And the first thing he did was like, just like took half it off. I was like, well, fuck. And then this guy was like, wow, this hair is amazing. I'm like, that's not a good sign.
God damn. Did you call first before you came in, though, Hater?
What's up?
I was like, did you call first?
Oh, no, I did not call first, my friend. I just showed up with Sans appointment. No, That's some old school shit, man.
Yeah. Anyways,
No, but like the dude just chopped like half my dome off,
so
and then like
so he had no idea what to do, right?
yeah, like I think he just fucked it from the beginning. He was like, well, damn, and then he was like cutting it. He's like, oh man, your hair is hard to cut. And I was like, thank you. And then at the end, he's just like look in the mirror. He's like, it looks good, right? I'm like, yes.
Oh, dude. Okay.
You know, this new spot is more chill. Like, it looks more ghetto inside.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw a dude, like, getting some kind of crazy, like, Yankee. Like, I don't know, man. It'd kind of be like, I don't know how to describe Yankee, man. It's like a subculture of Japan. They're, like, semi-gangster, but not really gangster, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yankee. I thought you meant Yankee or something.
yeah, that's what they say in Japanese, Yankee, you know?
Okay.
So, it'd be kind of like thuggish, you know what I mean? Like, hood rich.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Other than that, man, like, I found this spot last week that has, like, all-you-can-eat chicken wings with all-you-can-drink beer.
Ooh.
So that was a highlight of the week.
Was that good chicken wings?
They were pretty good, man. Not bad.
What flavor?
Not bad at all. You know, in Japan, there are, like, 2 flavors. There's spicy and sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Yeah, speaking of chicken wings, I had made some, like, chicken wings for, like, my coworkers. I made a lot. And, like, I brought home probably half. Like, seriously, I brought home, like, 70 wings, dude. And I made, like, lemon pepper, and I made buffalo. Buffalo was no bueno for them, man. They just took a bite, and I was just like, holy shit, that's sour. I was like, yeah, that's that vinegar for you.
Okay.
That's that vinegar for you. But the lemon pepper was cool, you know, because, like, everyone could dig that. But, I did probably, like, 4 out of 5 wings were lemon pepper, and then the 1 out of 5 was buffalo, because I just knew it was like, I want you guys to try this. I know you guys won't like it, but, you know, just try it, right? So, but yeah, sorry, bro, cut you off there.
That's all right, man. Yeah, man. Other than that, the wings are pretty good. You know, the spicy out here isn't really spicy. It's just kind of salty. And then the sweet, I don't know, man, how to describe it. Maybe kind of like a teriyaki sauce, like some sesame on it. But
so it's still salty-ish, right? It's not straight sweet.
A little bit.
Right? It's like salty sweet.
Well, I think that's just Japanese cuisine in general. Like, the flavors are very subtle, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And usually the quality of the food comes from the quality of, like, the ingredients.
Yeah, then
you know?
Okay. I could see that. That.
And then I got some news about that gymnastics team that's coming through next week.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, my principal at my school told me today, he's like, oh, yeah, it's probably going to be, like, all boys. And they're probably all going to be, like, junior high, like, high school age. I'm like, oh, shit. This would be fantastic.
So some puberty boys?
Yeah. But they're going to come to, like, my junior high school. And I'm going to, like, show them around. And so they'll probably just be, like, goofing off with the other kids. It'll be fantastic, you know. Have a good time.
Nice.
And then, other than that, man, this week, like, in our textbook, they're covering, like, the civil rights movement in America, you know, like in the English textbook.
Really?
And so, like, they talk about, they talk about Martin Luther King in the textbook, but they don't talk about the historical context of, like, slavery and, like, segregation and all that.
Oh, not the big picture, right?
Yeah, they're just like, oh, Martin Luther King was a great guy. He fought for the rights of everybody. But, like, they don't know what kind of rights people didn't have, you know?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So, my teacher's like, David, I want you to tell them about this history. I'm like, oh, really?
That's a complex issue there, buddy.
Yeah. I've done it before. I'll do it again.
Uh-huh.
I guarantee that, like, half the kids will be crying by the end.
Yeah, because I think, did we talk about this last time, about the whole Thanksgiving thing? That was kind of like, yeah.
I think so.
It was kind of hard to, like, explain Thanksgiving to people, like the real history of Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, the way we know it now is just like meet up, get some turkey, but like the whole history of Thanksgiving is kind of a shady one, you know.
It can be.
Yeah,
it can be.
So, anyways, yeah. Okay, so that's cool, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, man? Getting to today's topic?
Yeah, we got a lot to cover today, buddy. So let's jump into the travel tips for Japan.
Boom. Let's go. One popular topic about Japan and Asia is traveling. A lot of people want to know how they can travel here, how they can have a good time. One of our listeners and one of my friends, Mia, reached out to me about this, so I figured it'd be a good topic to cover.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you were thinking about coming to Japan. Yeah, right, man?
Yeah, that's right, buddy.
For sure, dude.
Yeah, hopefully for our second year anniversary. So that's the plan.
Nice, man. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
So first, I've just got some general notes that I'll talk about, and then I've got a few questions from my friend, and then I'll put you last, man. You're last on the totem pole. No, I'm messing with you, man. But yeah, man, we'll answer some of the questions that you got.
Yeah.
And, we always try to keep our episodes about 20, 30 minutes. If it goes too long, it might be a two-parter.
Yeah.
That's just how much great information I got for you. All right, so I think the first thing, right, like when you come to Japan is you kind of got to figure out how you're going to get into the country, right? And so a lot of people either go through Tokyo or Osaka.
Wait, you want to start with the visa situation?
Oh, the visa?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, don't worry about the visa. Just show up and, start speaking a strange language. They'll let you.
This is all for U.S. passports, right?
Yeah,
well,
so...
Some countries are even more better, right? I think you had mentioned to me earlier that USA is 3 months visa, and then, for example, UK was, 6 months.
Yeah. So different countries, have different rules, based on kind of what would you say, their bilateral agreements?
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so if you have a U.S. passport, you don't have to do anything before you come to Japan. You just show up, and when you go through immigration, they'll be like, boom, 3 months. Enjoy it. Thank you. And yeah, for UK, I think you get 6 months. But it's because that's how much time they give Japanese people when they go to those countries, I think Mexico also gets 6 months.
Really?
But, yeah. But before you travel anywhere, just always look it up. You don't want to show up and not get in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, after you figure out where you want to go, either Tokyo or Osaka, depending on what your goals are when you get here, Tokyo has 2 big airports. There's Haneda, which is really close to the city center. You can take a subway and get to Haneda,
Mm-hmm.
Or you can go to Narita. And so Narita, I think, is farther. It's actually in Chiba. Maybe it takes about a half hour, an hour by train. But, they'll have more options too, depending on where you're going.
Is there a price difference between going into any airport, or probably the same thing?
I think Narita is cheaper,
okay.
But it also depends when you're traveling, where you're coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it's just too many variables, right?
Yeah, you really just got to sit down and choose your dates and then just search each airport, and see what you get.
Okay.
Because then that's the other thing too, right? Is choosing whether you go to Tokyo or Osaka, right? So for Tokyo, you can do nonstop flights from LA to Tokyo, but they don't have nonstop flights from LA to Osaka.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're coming from San Francisco, you can do nonstop from San Francisco to Osaka,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, it gets tricky.
Yeah.
And then if you go to Osaka, there's 2 airports as well. The close one is Itami. It's ITM. And that one is really easy to get to. You take one bus from downtown Osaka. It takes 20 minutes, half an hour. And then the other one, it's KIX, Kansai International Airport. It's on an island, and you have to take a train out there. It takes a little bit longer. I don't know, maybe half an hour, an hour. I haven't ever been out to that airport, so I can't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. Some other places you might want to come in are Nagoya, which is kind of in between Tokyo or Osaka. If you want to go down to the southwest of Japan, you can go to Fukuoka, which is in Kyushu. You've also got Hokkaido up north, Sapporo. And then you can also come into Okinawa. An interesting way to come to Japan too, I met a guy from Ireland when I was climbing Mount Fuji, and he actually took the train like from Ireland, like all the way across Russia, like to Japan. You know, like
That's
he
an
took
adventure
the train
right there,
everywhere.
man.
Yeah, like across Russia, like down into China. Like he just flew over North Korea, you know, for obvious reasons. And then he took the train all through Korea, and then he took a ferry from Busan to Japan, like to Kyushu, you know, the southwestern island. So that's
How long
another
was
way
that
you can do
ferry?
that. I don't even know, man. I haven't looked. I think it's not super long though. You
Yeah.
know, like it's actually pretty close.
Because usually a ferry is like a really pretty short distance, isn't it? I don't know. I could be just
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, yeah.
All right.
I think. Yeah, it's a good way to do it though, man. Depending on how adventurous you are.
How much time you got on your hands?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and then yeah, that's another thing I wanted to say too is that some people, right? Like my friend Nathan, when he came to visit me, he came in through Osaka, and then the last place we were gonna be was like Tokyo, so he left like out of Tokyo. You
Mhm.
know, so sometimes you can kind of do it that way. You know what I mean? So like where you come in through one city and leave from another one.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah, and so I think in terms of getting a ticket, you know, there's like a lot of websites out there, and you know, it's kind of hard to choose like one that's the best one.
Yeah.
You know, I would probably just do a Google search and see what pops up. You know, I personally use Kayak,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes people get deals on other sites.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Um,
I heard this one. This is that one website we have to pay like $40 a year. That it kind of gives you like the inside key. You ever heard about this one guy who like figured out the whole way of like traveling on the cheap? Like you kind of it's like it's supposed to be a connecting flight, but you just get off there instead of continuing the journey. It's a lot cheaper.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, I heard like because my friend back home uses that website. It costs like $40 a year, and pretty much like he had told me he saw a ticket from round trip from like L.A. to Vietnam was like 400.
Wow.
I was like, dude, that's so cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I forgot the name of that website, but I guess I'm pretty sure you could Google search some kind of website that has something like that.
Oh, for sure, man.
But that's pretty amazing,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like from what I've seen for Japan, like on the low end, I think the cheapest I've flown round trip from Japan to LA, it was like 700.
Dang, that's nice.
I've seen some as low as like 500. And then like I think the normal price is usually about 1,000.
Mhm.
Sometimes it'd be like 1,500, like $2,000, you know.
Sounds like Vietnam-ish pricing.
Yeah, yeah. I think so.
But this sounds actually, it might be a little bit, I don't know. Sounds like it might be slightly cheaper than the Vietnam trip.
Yeah, I think Vietnam is a little bit farther from the States, you know.
Yep. There's always a connecting
then-
flight, too, on top of that, so.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, you know, like once you get your visa squared away and you've got your ticket,
Mhm.
you know, the next part is packing, you know. And I don't know, man, some of my friends, they call it the Gaijin walk of shame. And it's like, you know, you're cruising through Tokyo Station, you know, just all fly like in your nice gear. You know, you've got like one bag, you're moving your mobile like boom, boom, boom. And then, you know, you see like the sorry SOB that's carrying like his crap, like his wife's stuff, his kids' stuff. They all got like 3 bags and they're just taking up all the room in the whole station, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good look. So, you know? And like, I was kind of like that too when I first started traveling. It's like, well, damn it, if I can check 2 bags, I'm checking 2 bags. And if they can be 50 pounds of pop, I'm bringing 100 pounds of shit.
Okay, I agree, dude. I used to be like that, too.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like the more I travel, there's this one guy, he does a lot of European travel stuff. His name is Rick Steves. You know, I'll put the link up on the blog when I get that post done. But it's pretty crazy. He has like a way that you can travel where it's only a carry-on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so the pro of that, you know, is that you can travel very lightly. Like you don't have to check bags. Like when the plane lands, you just bounce out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If a flight's canceled and you get like transferred to another flight, you don't have to worry about where your bags are. You just go,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And then, Yeah, it makes it very easy to get around. The only thing is that you're going to be doing like a lot more laundry. You know what I mean? I think you said your cousin was like,
yeah,
that,
exactly.
right?
Yeah,
laundry every night.
Yep, he did his he did his laundry in the bathroom every day. Just like put a fan under it and just pretty much woke up the next day. Just like, all right, let's go.
Yep. Yeah, you know, so it's a little bit of an adjustment for people, but if you can do that, you'll have a better time, you know.
I can see that.
Yeah, I recommend that if you can't like get everything into a carry-on, if you need to check something, only check like one bag, you know. I mean, I really don't think you would need more than that. A trick that I like to do is maybe you check one bag and then bring something like a duffel bag, you know, as a second bag that you can check when you go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that way, like, if you buy a lot of souvenirs and stuff, like, you won't be paying for a third bag. You know what I mean? Like, you'll just have your other bag for free.
Yep.
You know? Yeah. And so I think the next part of planning your trip, too, is you kind of got to think about where you want to go when you're in Japan. You know? Where you want to go.
Exactly.
No. That was the old school. What is he, like a scooter driver?
Yeah, he's
right?
a scooter driver.
Yeah, that was fantastic. But yeah, you know, most people, like I think we said before, we talked about travel a little bit. Go to the big three, you know, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka.
That's right. TKO.
Yeah. You know, and then that's a good one. Yeah, and then outside of that, you know, maybe you can take some day trips to places. So like if you're in Tokyo, there's a lot of stuff around there, you know, like Chiba, Kanagawa, Yokohama, you know, there's tons of places to go. Osaka, like you can go to like Nara, even like Kyoto is like not too far. If you don't want to spend the night in Kyoto, you can just visit for the day and come home. There's also like more country places like Wakayama, you know, the southwestern part of Mie, you know, the prefecture where I live. I don't live in the boonies, man. I live in the civilized part in the north, you know. And then if you go like west of Osaka, there's Kobe, like supposed to have like a famous Chinatown, like in, I think it's supposed to be the birthplace of jazz in Japan, you know. So it's pretty chill. You know, if you are feeling more adventurous, like maybe this isn't your first trip, you want to go check out some other places, you can go to like Hiroshima. You know, Fukuoka's a big town. You can visit Shikoku, which is like another southern island. You can go to the Tohoku region, which is like the northern part of Japan, but not Hokkaido. You can go to like Niigata, like see a Japan side. You know, there's tons of stuff to do, you know, and like each place is very different from the others. You know, each one has a different vibe. So it's very chill. And then I think the next big thing is deciding how you're going to get to all these places, right? And so a lot of people will go for the JR pass. And that's good if you're going to travel very long distances, you know? Like, if you're just going to go to Tokyo and that's it, like, the JR pass isn't worth it.
How long is the JR pass?
So, there are, like, different options, right?
Yeah.
I think you can get, like, 7 days, like, 14 days, and, like, 21 days. And
I don't... It's like unlimited traveling with that pass?
Yeah, it's unlimited traveling on Japan rail trains.
Okay, yeah,
right?
Okay.
But the thing is not every train in Japan is JR, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then also, like, you know, for short trips, like, it doesn't really add up. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know, like, a lot of places, too, like, if you're in Tokyo, you can actually buy like subway passes, you know, and it'll be maybe like 700 yen a day, like 1,000 yen a day, you know, like $7, $10, even less than that. And so I think like the rail pass, let me look it up. I think I have it here. It says for an adult, 29,110 yen. So that's almost like $300. You know what I mean? And like if I were to go round trip, like from like Nagoya to Tokyo, it's about like $100 each way. So that's only like $200. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
damn,
but like,
expensive.
yeah, if you were to go like from Tokyo to like Nagoya, and then like go from Nagoya to like somewhere else, and then go from like Nagoya to Kyoto, and then go somewhere from there, and then like Kyoto to Osaka, and then like Hiroshima, like then it's worth it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just staying in a few cities, like it's not really, you know. But the thing that's good about the JR Pass too is that it includes the price of the train ticket, you know, for like the distance that you travel. And then it also includes the price of like the seat reservation, because usually in Japan those are like two separate fees. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another option you have for getting around Japan is highway buses. You know, if you have a longer trip, or if you just are willing to kind of pay less for less luxury, you can sit in a bus. You know, like if I were to go from my town Yokkaichi like out to Tokyo, like I could get there, like, you know, taking a train like 2.5, 3 hours. You know, depending on the transfer times. Like if I were to take the night bus, it's like 6 hours. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But something else they have too, there's a company called Willer Travel, and you can actually buy a bus pass from them. It's very cheap. It works very well. You know. Yeah, and some people take planes and whatnot too, you know. Yeah, something else I would just recommend too is like wherever you're going, like for the town that you're in, check out some of the tourism websites. Like you can buy local train passes, you can buy bus passes, subway passes. A lot of times they have combo tickets with other attractions around there, you know. Yeah. So that was most of the general information I wanted to cover. It took a little while. But yeah, man, I think before we get going, I wanted to answer a few questions that my friend Mia asked me. So she's going to be coming to Japan, I think around New Year's, you know, this year. And so, you know, she asked some of the questions I already covered. One of the things she wanted to know is, like, how's the experience like being a black person in Japan? You know, because she happens to be black.
Happens to be.
Yes, happens to be black.
Yeah.
It happens to people, man. No,
It happens.
That's some old George Carlin stuff.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
friend who
He
happens to
happens
be
to be.
black.
That's the one. Good old Carlin. Anyways.
Yeah, man. But you know, and it's crazy, you know, because like for me, if I stay out of the sun, I get pretty light, you know, and if I don't have an afro, I'm rolling incognito. But I feel like, you know, in the big cities like Tokyo, Osaka, like they're used to seeing black people, you know, they're used to having international crowds,
Yep.
you know. When you get out to the boonies, there aren't as many, you know, like I don't know, if you're a black person like out in the middle of nowhere, you might be the first black person somebody has seen, you know.
God damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's true, man. Like maybe they only see like black people like that play baseball,
Yeah.
you know, or like black dudes in movies.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. And so another thing too is like maybe they don't know the differences between black people. You know what I mean? Like you figure like we got a lot of black people in America, UK, Canada, you know, all those different places. And then some people in Japan, you know, come from Africa, you know what I mean? Which is less common, I would say, like in America, you know? And some of the things I've heard about is like people might want to like touch your hair, you know? Or like people might want to like touch your skin, you know what I mean? To see like if it feels different, you know?
I mean, it happens to you, right? Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
If you throw it out, I'm pretty sure more so than your buzz cut, right?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think so. Yeah. But, you know, and it just kind of happens, you know, and I don't know, man. I don't know. Everyone has their own reaction to it.
Mm-hmm.
You just do you. You know what I mean? But, yeah, man. Ooh. Yeah, I think the main thing is just to be cool, and if you catch some flack, just kind of recognize, you know, that it's not really anything personal. It's just kind of how it is, you know?
It's just new. It's for them. So
Yeah,
they're kind of
yeah.
curious is all. It's just like curious kids,
Yeah.
you know? It's just like, what?
I think so, man. I think so. Yeah, man. We're coming up to the half-hour point here, dude.
Okay.
I think
You
that
wanna...
might be a good place to leave it.
All right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got about through some of the questions. We just didn't get to yours, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we could we could hold it for another episode.
Yeah. Little did you know that was my plan from the beginning. Ayo.
Oh yeah.
So that'll do it for another fresh episode of Dudes in Asia. I hope you found today's travel tips helpful. We'll be following up another week with some more travel tips for you. And as my wise 8th grade U.S. history teacher used to tell us, wherever you go, there you are.
Nice. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed today's program. Hope you guys walked away with some knowledge on how to prepare yourself on a trip to Japan. Thanks again for tuning in, everyone. This is the dude formerly known as Noogie signing out. Be sure to check out our blog at dudesinasia.blogspot.com. I am going to post this week as well. Hater already posted 2 last week, so I gotta catch up. And also hit us up on Facebook at facebook.com/dudesinasia.
Yeah, we'll have some more travel tips, that weren't covered in today's episode on the blog later. If you have any other questions about traveling in Japan, life in Japan in general, or you want to follow me on Twitter, search me at DAVIDH8R. That's at David Hayter. So, peace out.
Peace out.